best for the guys in the classroom, just do a thumbs up from wherever you are, because it's probably the quickest way to do it. Can you all hear me? Yeah, there's a thumbs up. Right, that's good. Can the other guys put their cameras up, like Frank and Adrian, so I can see us? This is probably the first night where we're going to get stuck into it for the rest of the year. So anyway, apologies. It's going to be a hard year, but it's going to be a good year for you. So firstly, can you all see the screen for our Moodle Cert 4? Now, before I get started, what we've done is I've put the link at the top here, right? So this, I'm just going to sort out Microsoft Teams first, because this is new software, and it's going to be good for you guys to learn it as well, because it's sort of the way it's going, all right? Even as a builder doing something like Microsoft Project, it's all getting linked, all right? Glenno, did you start the recording? You have, all right, perfect. So this year is not only, even though you're not doing a computer course, you're going to learn a lot of skills in the computing, whether you're really good at it or not. It'll be for your benefit. All right. So what I've done is I've put a link. That's as a guest. All right. Adrian, do you mind just muting whoever just jumps in, just so I can just keep going? I've gone in as a guest, but what I've got is down the bottom here. Can you see that I've got a QRG, which is a quick reference guide, and there's a video.
That's going to mute you as well, Brett. I'll try not to do that again. You've been muted, Brett.
Sorry, everyone. That's my mistake. Can you see the screen? So look, I'll just quickly go back. So for your Moodle sites, we don't want you in as guests anymore. We want you to get the full suite of Microsoft Teams. Okay, I can show you there. That is in as a guest. What I want you to do is, so that's for some that still might not be enrolled, yeah? Here is a QRG guide on getting in, and there's a video. I'm going to let you sort that out in your own time, yeah? So normally how we do the course is we just get on with the learning material from 5:30 to maybe 8 is the longest we've ever really had, because we just want to do the learning, because everyone's at all different paces and doing different things. So we just say, right, that's when you're going to be doing learning material. After that, we'll answer questions, or before. Next week, we'll start, Adrian's probably do it first, will be 4:30 to 5:30 for individual assistance. Okay, let me go back. Those two links are going to help you get access to Microsoft Teams. The top one is the access as a guest, in case some still need to be accessed. Is that okay? You will, and I'm not an expert at it, may need to change your notifications, go into settings. Let me just find it, even I don't know. Oh, yeah. If you have a look on your screen, and please someone quote me if I'm wrong, because I'm as new as this as you guys are, go to your device settings and start digging around. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let you boys and girls figure that out. Yeah? That's if you are getting a heap of notifications. Some may be. So I've gone in, I've turned mine off, because your phone will start going mental. Yeah? All right. Tonight, so what's happening tonight is I'm just going to touch on the orientation with everyone, see how these are all going with the easy stuff. Okay, I'm going to make sure everyone's got access to Teams as best they can. Then we're going to give you access to the next cluster, which is Word documents. That one's an online one. It's not hard. It's actually probably one of the easiest subjects. It's not due till September. And I'll talk about that in a moment. Then I'm going to give you access, there's probably about 20 minutes or so. Then I'm going to give you access to WHS, and that's when we're going to start the lesson. The next 3 weeks, what we're doing, and I'll put this up on the screen, is WHS. Can you remember your course outline? See this little baby? Please review your cluster program for 2020. Click on that. It's a spreadsheet, and you can see the first 3 weeks is WHS for 3 weeks. 9 lessons. So it's pretty quick. It used to be 18, so we're going pretty fast. Yeah? Some are happy about it, some aren't. Most are happy. I think it's I think we've just about got it right, to be honest. We're delivering it to our level for the Cert 4. Please save that, as I said, and put that in your, maybe put that in your calendar so you know the times when everything's to be done. I'll just go back actually, sorry. Can you see tomorrow night we've got a class? So whenever we have a public holiday, we've got to do a Wednesday, sorry. Just because it's so tight, our schedule, we can't really afford to miss a night. You can see, I think it's 4 times we've done it. So see, in April we do one, in June, and one in October. Now, if we're going all right with the lessons and so forth, we will probably give you time off at the end. For example, estimating, the last week is more often than not people coming in, fixing up, finishing their assessments. Some students are all over it, some want a bit of help. So that's what we will do. We'll keep that program as much as we can, if that makes sense. All right. All right, let me just go through a few things. So attendance choice, I haven't put it up because it's on the next cluster, so you can do that later. Is everyone all right in completing their attendance choices? Is it okay, easy? You just tick a box, yeah? But make sure you tick where you are. I'll open it up. I've got 75 responses. I think that's just about, we might have a few more entries. You can see we got Wollongong, Nowra, Miller, Griffith. Now, we're going to have a couple of other ones where it's going to be studying from home, yeah? Adrian, do you mind doing that for the Word documents one for tonight, if you can? So, those are locations for last Thursday, and we're going to have another tab. So if you're studying from home, we're going to tick on that. It's really the only way we know that you're here. It's just evidence for us, okay? All right, I said this week is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. For Wollongong, you're more than welcome to come here all week. Usually Tuesday nights online, but this week's you can come in, okay? The following week we'll probably have Tuesday online and start getting used to doing online. And you'll be surprised the next couple of weeks for this group here, it'll start dwindling off and less will come just because I start getting comfortable with it all. All right. Okay, he's all right with the YouTube clip. So if you go to the bottom of tonight's, last week's lesson, can you see I put the link there? I put Cert 4 Orientation Lesson 1. Apologies, we didn't get time to do it over the weekend. I've only put it up this morning. If you just want to go back and check it, you can do. But that's the lesson, so you don't miss anything. Any new guys, like I think Jay, Mitch, when you get a chance this weekend, jump on and just go through it and watch it again, just so you make sure you don't miss anything. It's only the orientation, so it's no big deal. Yeah? Is that all right, everyone? Now, that's how we are usually going to be doing the lessons, but any changes with Microsoft Teams, I'll explain because we might not get access to watch the video, so we might keep putting the links down the bottom. So I have to put them in YouTube and just go through and have a look. That won't matter to you. Is that all right, everyone? All right, I've also noticed okay, well done. I looked at that about an hour ago, and there was only 20 people have done it. So I've got 69 people. So out of about 80 of you, I think nearly all of you have done it. So that's good. Try and get that done. Please submit your answer just for you giving us your contact details. It's easiest for us. We just search in there and just chase these up and give you a ring if we have to. Training plans. Yeah, just go with that. Good. You guys here? You've all done it? Now what's going to happen is Glenn here and Frank and Adrian are going to mark it. It's like you're going to get a mark. If you haven't filled it out properly, we send it back and say, do it again, Nobby. Can you please just check it and make sure that you've done it properly? It saves us time. Sorry? Okay, individual questions. Glenn will come over, or myself at the end of the lesson will come and help you. What's the training plan? You're making me nervous. I'll come and see you after, yeah? Okay. Everyone can see in the chat box, or those that can't, as guests, Sharon Lehman's here online to support you in any way, okay? So you can flick a question or ask your teacher at the campus to send a question to her. I'm not sure, Sharon, but it looks like most are in. Just here at Wollongong, who's in Microsoft Teams properly? Who hasn't done it properly? Put your hand up if you're not in yet. Okay, are you in the process of doing it now? Maybe do it later. Sorry?
Microsoft.
That's how you attempt.
Alec, dude, you need to turn your audio off, mate. All right. Okay. Please talk to your campus guy about your training plans. I'm going to keep going on with the lesson. If you've got an issue with digital signature or not scanning something, we'll sort that out after the lesson. Yeah. Remember, we want to get it done as quick as we can, but you've still got, actually, I think it's ASCA says 12 weeks to do it. So don't stress about it. But I don't want to be hassling you when I'm worrying about doing a WHS assignment, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right. Course assessment guide. If I go to the next tab, your training, have you all acknowledged receipt of it? I just want to have a quick look and see how you're going. So there's your course assessment guide. And really that just tells you pretty much the subjects that you will be doing for this course, yeah? Now, there's the date. You can see this date here on the first. We've actually extended it a bit just in case your students need to catch up or finish up for the next year. But we still aim to have you complete by, I think it's November 25th or something, that last lesson. Okay. So that's why that's there. Now I want you, because you've opened it and had a look, we need you to acknowledge receipt. So I've got 49 people submitted that. So if you could all go through and just acknowledge and say that you're happy that you've seen it. These are mainly compliance items that need to be done, okay? All right, I've already brought up the cluster program. So I don't think I need to show you that again. If you want RPLs for anything, I mentioned that last week, recognition of prior learning, please talk to your campus teacher, okay? If you have any issues, send me a message. And we'll get into a habit of messaging through Microsoft Teams, because that's where we're going to be doing everything, and that's the software that is the business, really. You're going to start getting used to it and enjoying it, okay? All right. Okay, formalities are done. You can see, you can read Sharon just mentioned she's going to do some more videos for you all. All right, let's go to My Learning. I'm going to go open up the first cluster, which is the online Word documents one. Okay, I'm going to open this up. This is we've changed our groups because we've got specific teachers who will be assessing you and marking you. Okay, if you click on that, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, you can see, because we've got 30 to 40 odd here in Wollongong, we're going to have 3 separate assessors. So Adrian's looking after, I call it Team Adrian. So those names, please, when you enroll, we want you to enroll Adrian 2020. For this group of cohorts, we want you, you're going to be Team Frank. Does no one think that's funny? No one? It's a dad joke, you reckon? Go as Frank 2020. No one's even laughing, you know. My jokes are getting worse, I reckon. Okay, the bottom group is myself, and possibly Glenn might be doing a little bit of marking. That's Team Brett, so we're hoping to be the best team for the year. Go Brett 2020. And I'll open up in a moment. Now, we've also got other groups, okay? So Nara's going to be Team Peter. Nara have always claimed that they're the A team, so it's going to be a big year this year. So go and log in as Peter 2020. Griffith's going to be Frank 2020. Wagga is Adrian 2020. Myself with a couple of lads at Maria. And Rod at Team Rod. The Miller students are going to be Rod 2020. Is that easy enough? Okay. Let's see how you go with this. Can you refresh and we'll access into our next cluster. So this is the learning material stuff. I've sort of gone through all the formalities. Tonight is open up Word documents and do one lesson of WHS. Can you all please access? I'll give you a minute or so. And you should get into here. And you will notice all the lessons are open for you, except for the last one, which is a compliance item. Okay, can you see all that? Put a message in the chat box. I'm going to hide a couple of things now, and then I'll open them back up because I just want to go through it. Okay, there is going to be a few of those students that won't have a code because you're probably not in the list anyway. So you just go Team Brett. So it'll be Brett 2020. If you're a Nowra student or Miller and you're not up on that list, obviously you have to go in as Miller 2020 or so forth. Please don't stress about this. This is just some formalities. Wagga. Now also Griffith are going to be like the students out in Hay and Leeton are all going to be under Griffith. Okay, I think we've got about 5 of you there at the moment. And if you're unsure, just send a message to the teacher. Okay. Are you guys in? Okay, so click on that. What I'm going to do is have a look on the screen, click on see underneath computer basics, click on produce Word documents. Yep, that's it. Step by step. I'll go back for those who still aren't sure. You can see my screen. I've hidden them because I'm the teacher. So you can see produce simple Word documents. I've opened that up for you, boys and girls. Yeah? You okay out there? You all right? Sorry? Yes, enrollment key. Okay, so those you have to enroll as a student. Hold on, let me put it back up, sorry. Adrian, do you mind answering a couple of those questions in the chat box? What's your name, gents? Just have a look, find your name and enroll. Team Pete, Team Adrian, Team Frank. And there's no rush, everyone. Are you guys in? Toilet is just over there. You're in. You're all over it. Well done. Now you can see some of those that are already in. I'm not going to rush, boys and girls. I'll just wait for everyone to get in, yeah? You can use Google Docs, Liam, if you want. You get that for free. If you have a Gmail account, you can do that for free, yeah. So that's where we should be at the moment. You've done computer basics, haven't you? Yeah.
6 or 7 subjects during the year.
There's actually 16 subjects. There's 9 clusters. Yes. Yeah, but mate, you get so used to it, it'll be like, what is it, Brett? You punch it in. But we don't do 6 or 10 subjects at one time. We do 1 at a time, so we don't. Yeah. So that sort of works better. I'm just, for those online, I'm just wandering around, just checking. Okay. All right, these are all over it. No, I'm going to probably change it because we may change names and numbers. Yeah, so the next 3 weeks it'll be more determined because there's a lot more people still coming. Yep. Okay, go Team Adrian. Yep. Now keep in mind this may sort of change a little bit to suit numbers for us as teachers, but we'll sort that out. It's actually not going to matter to you, okay? But you can see it's advised. How we are going to really structure it is we'll have one guy who's going to lecture or do the lesson. It's sort of like university. And then you're going to have your tutors. So maybe I might deliver one night, like I'm going to do WHS, and then the Nowra students, you guys are going to have Pete to talk to. Yeah? Obviously, Wagga's going to have Adrian. For us at Wollongong, it's going to be me and Glenn. I'll be looking after you because there's only 34 of us this year. So the numbers are a little bit less, but it's probably a bit easier for us. Okay, Sharon's just mentioned that you guys have actually been migrated across from Gmail Office 365. So does that mean they've got the Word documents for free? Sharon? Soon. Okay, it's going to happen soon. Yeah. All right. Those all in the campus, just give us a thumbs up that I can move on. Rod, Adrian, Frank, and Pete, are you guys okay? I'll move on. Just give us a thumb. You don't need to, just a thumbs up in the air. Pete, if you want, just do that. That seems to work quicker. Yeah, sweet. Is Frank there? Frank, are you there? I can't see him. All right.
I'm here.
I can see Rod. I just can't see Frank. Oh, there he is. You're there. Sorry, mate. All right. This is sort of how our Moodle site is set up. We've been doing this for a long time. I've got to go through some formalities. I'm going to be half an hour or so on this, and then I'm going to do one lesson tonight. All right. So can you see this unit introduction assessment guide? The two Word documents, one at the top is a unit guide. And does anyone know what a unit guide is? You carpentry students have probably, you've done 30 of them. In carpentry, you did 30 unit guides, yeah? It's those questions, it's like a topic, sorry. It's like your subject, yeah. This is from the training package, yeah? Produce simple word process documents. This is our online one that we're going to do. All right. It's actually really, really good topic for you to learn how to do Word documents over the next 8 to 9 months. And then when you submit it, we're expecting, you know, fancy stuff. Everyone's giving me a look. The unit describes the skills and knowledge required to correctly operate word processing applications in production of workplace documents. So do you know what you're going to do? You're going to make up 10 documents that are going to be used for your business. So what we actually do here, I'm going to go back, right? See this builders package? We're going to get you to set up your own company. So not only are you going to do the course, but we're going to do everything we can for you to set up your company. So if you actually want to start even a subbies company next year, you can start using this course to set all your documentation up. So not only for these Word documents, which we'll talk about tonight, but you're also going to set up your WHS management plan. You're going to be doing a business plan. Yeah, you're going to set up all your documentation or all your spreadsheets, maybe, which is the old-fashioned method for doing your estimation. We're going to get you to fill out a contract. Yeah. So does that understand? We're showing you how to do the whole lot, and we're doing it in a format as you would be a builder. That's probably why it's going so well. Okay. So this one. Where am I? There it is. We're going to get you to make up 10 documents that are going to be you as a builder. So Gavin Brown Constructions. Yeah, little GB up in the symbol with a hammer. I talk about it every year. You might start making up some nice little pictures. That's going to be like your header. And you've got to put all your formalities at the top. Then we're going to get you set out all your documents with it. Does that make sense? What's your name? Nick Construction. See? Hopefully you'll be a bit more inventive than me. But that's what we're going to get used to do. And think about, because some of you, or a lot of you will probably work for yourself, you can start setting it up. Some that have already done it, you can, if you've set those documents up, you can forward those. Okay? All right. You're required to set up those 10 Word documents. This is a unit assessment guide, which is like the formalities for compliance with TAFE. What we need you to do is complete a portfolio for your communications tools, and the date is going to be on the 27th of the 9th. The thing is, right, this is like killing two birds with one stone. We have another subject where you fill out those templates and you submit that, so you submit it all at once, if that makes sense. All right. All right, so can you please acknowledge receipt of the unit guide and the unit assessment guide? We're going to move on to the assessment tasks. Jay, can you turn off your audio? Thanks, bud. All right, I'm only opening up one assessment tonight because I don't want to make his freak out. Just refresh, can yous? There is an assessment communication tools pre-completion check. Why we're calling it that is because these documents, we're going to get you to upload and we're going to have a look at them and say, yeah, that's good. That's what you can use for the next assignment in September. So this is online. This can take 6 months if you want to do. We're not getting you to do this. It used to be 2 weeks, but we want you over this 9 months. We want you to slowly get better with Word documents, and by that time you will probably be heaps better than what you are now. especially for those who are a little bit scared of using computers. So over that time, you're going to really improve your skills. So remember, this is the online Moodle site or our online topic. Look at that, Pete. Pete's showing everyone how to type. I love it. You can go typing.web, I think it's typing.com. I'll show you that next week or tomorrow night. Okay, I'm going to open this up, right? Okay, can you see at the top? I've written the assessment is combined and will be part of on-site supervision cluster. To complete these templates can be submitted before September and your teacher can review and assist with improvements if necessary. So anything you submit here is not going to be your final assessment. We're going to look at them and go, oh, that's good, keep that work up. Or change this format here, or maybe use this. Adrian at Wagga is a bit of a guru with spreadsheet and Word, so he can help you those hours before the lessons as well. Alrighty? To provide your skills, your company, the skills and knowledge required to correctly operate word processing applications, you're required, come in. You're required to present a portfolio that would be used for construction admin purposes in your newly found building company. Research these documents online. The portfolio will be in 2 parts and must include the following. Okay, you're going to make up these documents. And when we do that, I've said it before, 4:30 to 5:30, that's when we'll be able to help you with that, if you want to have a chat about it. All right? We're going to be making you to design a site instruction, a purchase order work order, a variation request, a meetings agenda form, an unsatisfactory work notice, progress payment form, site daily diary, tax invoice, EAT, or it's called extension of time, and a practical completion. All right. I'm going to give you a heap of examples and start practicing, and I'm not going to worry you too much for the next month or two. We might bring it up again in a couple of weeks. So how's it going? Yeah? These items are the pro forma documents that can be used at all times and adjusted to suit any circumstances. Details on the above must include your business name, your post office box, okay? And then finally, there's actually a little questionnaire that I'm going to give you, which is part of the compliance. It sort of says that you hopefully you sit up straight and do stuff. You just can do that whenever you want, okay? I've noticed there's 67 enrolled so far, students, okay? Which is good. All right. Any questions? Glenn, do you mind helping out Rod? I think he's been looking to get started. Thanks, Glenn. Everyone all right? Okay, if you have a look underneath, I won't go on, I won't talk about this feedback quiz yet. Actually, I'm not, sorry, boys and girls, I'm going to hide that. I should have hid that. Okay, can you see that underneath some more examples and information? Just click on those. There's heaps of examples, okay? And then you can Google search. You know, everyone uses Google. Go for it. I've just got old, crappy documents that I've sort of pinched from everywhere to have a look so you can sort of get some ideas. Okay, they're just, I'll put them as PNG so you couldn't copy, you could type them up yourself so you actually learn how to use Word documents. That's cheeky, isn't it? Can you see that? Meeting agenda, hey? I've done it as a PNG so you can't copy, yeah. I think there's a few others that you might get. Hello, Karen, how are you? I've got some top tips from Adrian, and he's going to go through that for that hour spare if he's which, because he's a bit of a guru in Word documents and spreadsheets, so I'll leave that for you to have a look at. Okay, now I'm going to open up. So this is an online lesson, so you can do this at your own time. These aren't hard, okay? These are something that'll probably take an hour or two maximum. They are just questions on the communication skills. Oh, sorry, I just got to open stuff up. Sorry, I just did that twice. There's some quizzes to understand about the documents. We're going to talk about them later. There's some simple, old-fashioned videos on how to create Word documents. There's got Google Docs, which is very similar. If you've got a Gmail account, you can use that. And then I've even got, I don't know how old this video is, I'm going to leave it up there. There's some old video that I produced about how to actually do Word documents. Okay. You can see Gleno's got some stuff from spreadsheets. I thought I'd leave that up there because we're going to be making some spreadsheets in July. But you can see there's other examples there for you to have a look at. All right. Now, can you see the little box in the right-hand corner with that little hatched box with a tick? That means that that activity is complete. So for you to know that you've done this online Moodle site or this online topic, you want all that green, yeah? I'm just going to open it all up for you, then I'm going to move on to the next subject. I can't talk to you now. I'm right in the middle of... You want to talk to Glenn? All right, I'll talk to Glenn. All right, refresh. So on this topic, there's some of this material is for viewing at your own time, inclusive of looking at construction pathways, construction management, and why we use communication. I think I showed you that one last week. There's a bit on construction management and workflow systems. I'm just going to open that up. It's just sort of making you understand how it is, rather than just being, you know, a builder with a ute and a dog in the back, and he's got like a little text voice, you know, that he writes in. You got to start stepping up a bit now. We really need to be embracing this technology because it's there to help you, okay? And then finally, there's the last lesson. We talk about construction management plans, which is sort of how it intertwines with all these Word documents. Okay, we get you to set up all your folders, not hard copy folders, but like folders within, say, your desktop, like nice and simple form. And then we show you the software that uses all these workflow systems. Okay, so we'll leave you to go through that and have a look. That could be something you can do on the weekend. I'm pretty big on planning. It's like a 4-letter word. Who's ever gone on a job and been to the hardware more than once in one day? Put your hands up. Hey? Who's gone to the hardware 3 times in one day? What does that tell you? That tells you that you're not planning very well, doesn't it? You technically, if you've planned the job properly, you should be able to order everything before you get to the job. Yeah, it doesn't always happen, and I'm prime example. But I'm massive on planning because that's the biggest thing. If anyone been on a job site where there's just mess everywhere, doesn't know what's going on, I call them a 7 a.m. builder. Yeah? They don't start thinking until 7 a.m. Has anyone been on a job where it's super clean? It's so well organised, it's just like clockwork. That guy's, it's just like Peter O'Reilly, he's a bloody legend. He's doing a concrete pour and he's thinking about the colour of the ceilings or the colour of the walls. He's like 8 weeks ahead of you. That's where you want to be as a builder. If you're not planning, there's no point doing it. You're going to lose a lot of money. You heard that term rework? Everyone gets in a bit of a panic if they hear rework. Who pays for the rework? Client doesn't pay for rework, do they? Okay, so we're going to go on about that quite a bit this year. So I've got some examples there with lean constructions, which I'll talk about another time, but that's there for you boys and girls to have a look at. You can see at the bottom, is your progress bar green? Then congratulations, you've completed all the online activities. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now we're going to get you to check on the assessment when it's due. So you've got quite a while to get that completed, yeah? Those activities you could probably do in a couple of hours this week, okay? The Word documents, I'd slowly develop that over the next 9 months, okay? So that's for you boys and girls to do. Are there any questions with that one? Oh, sorry, I'm just having a look at some of the questions. All right. Are you all right? Everyone here? You're all pretty quiet, eh? Everyone's happy? You got access in? You okay? All right. Now this is where we're going to get started. Okay. Does everyone remember your password? Your enrollment key? All right. I'm going to start a lesson tonight. All right. And then we're into it. We're into it for safety first 3 weeks. Can you please, I'll wait a moment. Could you all please go in as per those enrolment keys that you just used? And could you please access the WHS one? So can you see that on the screen there? That's our second cluster. This is the one that's accessible online, but I'm going to be teaching this one for the next 3 weeks. Good to see you, Johnny. Good luck in Malaysia. We'll see you soon. So anyone can see that John's one of our teachers at Miller. He's in Malaysia. Just jumped online to see us. Sorry? Is it the same enrolment key as before? Yes. Yep. Same enrolment key I gave you as before. Please take note. Can everyone see the chat box? I'm just bear with us. There's no rush. I'm just checking Teams. So you're not in Teams at the moment? No. Yes. Oh, so you're in. Yeah, so what you want to do is, okay, what I might do is while you're doing it, those that are in Teams, can you see the screen? I'm going to move my screen over. It might be doubled up for some. Can you see down the bottom of these tools here? See that one? It says conversation. That one's participants. It shows the students that are in the lesson. Then it goes to the conversation. You might be missing some of the conversation, so just keep an eye on that. Is that okay, everyone? I'll just move it back. All right, those online, just bear with us. I'm just checking everyone's got access properly. So when you're online, because you're in now, you just go join. So we always put a meeting app and you just go join the meeting. Make sense? Okay, those that aren't on, I'll show you after. Okay. Messages. You're not in yet. You're only in as a guest. Yeah. So you need to get in as a proper student. We'll show you. Oh no, you're in. Okay. Can I just ask a stupid question, Sharon? Can they see the messages? Can you guys there online see the messages?
I don't think they can see messages, Brett, because of how it's set up.
Okay, sorry. Go back to Cert 4. Yep, okay, thanks, Adrian. I'm just wandering around and then go my learning and scroll down to the WHS one. Just press refresh. Yep. No, sorry, down the next one. Refresh. Yep, and it'll be there. There you go. All right, there's a lot of information tonight, so hopefully we won't smash your mind too much. I'm still wandering around. Are you guys getting the conversation? Yeah, you do. Ah, right, yep. So Adrian, they do, but the ones that are signed in as a guest do not have proper access yet. So we need to give you proper access. All right. I'll show you. Please don't worry about the guys here. Once I finish the lesson, we're going to go through and check it with you, all right? You guys all right in the back here? Yeah, so you must be in as a guest. I think you're still in as a guest. Did you put the code in? Did you put the code? Did you watch the video and put the code in and access for Microsoft? Right, okay. All right. All right, that's interesting. Please don't worry about it. We're just making sure everyone gets access. All right. Is it okay that I move along? I reckon I'm going to be 1 hour, and then we're going to be hanging around waiting for everyone, helping people out. Let's go back. I'll make sure you're all right. So for those that aren't with us or missed it at the start, You are all probably in the orientation site for Cert 4 in building. Can you just help Ray get access? Search courses in there, Ray. Just give him a hand to get access, yeah. And then he's in. Yeah. You can see up on the screen Cert 4 in building. You've all, well, we're hoping just about finished the orientation. I'm going to go touch on this again. If you scroll over to the 4th tab, My Learning, scroll down. We've gone through WHS. That's online to be done in the next 9 months. As I said, the learning activities will be done in an hour or two. The assessment, we want you to wait and just slowly build up your skill set. The bottom one is WHS. That is what I'm going to be teaching tonight. I'm going to do one lesson, but I have to talk about this ancillaries, preliminaries, first. So I reckon I'm going to be an hour on that, and then we're all going to be going through tidying some stuff up because we're all at different paces. Is that all right, everyone? Yeah, I don't think if you don't have the chat, I think it's because they're not in properly. Anyway. You can see I'm going to do one lesson tonight. Yeah, Rod, that's okay. We can sort that out tomorrow. Please don't, these little bugs are no big deal at all. You know what I mean? The main thing is that we're going to be starting on WHS and you're going to be doing an assessment in 3 weeks. Okay? If you do the work, this is what I've always said, if you do the work and spend time on it, you're not going to fail. Yeah, you just got to get the work done. WHS is probably one of the easier subjects. Right. Yes. Yes. So this one, yes. Yeah. But there'll be activities every night. Those online, what's your name, sorry? Jules, those online. Jules is going to go home and watch YouTube video every night, and then in 3 weeks he's going to come and do a test and pass. No, there's work. Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go slow. What we're doing, Microsoft Teams is your classroom, and this is going to be our learning material for the next 3 weeks, this one. So I put up the Word documents one because that's something you can do over the next 9 months. So if you have a look at the screen, tonight we're going to do this lesson, safety. It's a bit boring. And then tomorrow night's going to be this one, WHS2. So once you get the feel for it, you'll be surprised how you just go enter into Teams and then you'll go straight to the lesson. That's what you'll get to in the next week or two. Okay? Is that all right, everyone? Because we are jumping around a bit, but the reason why is because we've got an orientation site, Word documents, WHS, and Microsoft Teams. So I apologise, there's like 4 things we're jumping around. Pete, Adrian, Rod, Frank, is everyone okay with that so far? Thumbs up. Rod's happy. Team Miller's happy. All right. Frankie boy, Adrian, Pete's happy. All right. All right, this is what we're going to be doing for the next 9 weeks. Is everyone okay that I move on? Okay, do you want me to go back? Oh, okay. Go to My Learning. I'm going to go back. There's a few questions and there's no rush, yeah? I'll put it up on the screen. There's a couple that are still unsure. Orientation site, which is the Cert 4 in building. That's just their orientation. That gives us access to everywhere. We've done all the formalities. Go to My Learning. click on OH&S. What happened was last year we did Word documents for 2 weeks. Then we did WHS. I'm making Word documents online because you'll notice at the end of the year it gets really heavy, so it gives us a couple of weeks up our sleeve. All right, is everyone in OH&S, does everyone see the screen like what they're seeing right now? This is our first subject. This is all that we're going to talk about for the next 3 weeks. Enrollment key is as per what was shown before. How are you, Ray? You're in Microsoft Teams, but you're not in. Okay, that's okay. I'll show you. Does everyone know what the unit guide is? It's the topic, yeah? Remember I said you've done 30 of them in carpentry? This is for you to read the whole lot. I'm not going to read the whole lot because you'll all kill me before the course even starts. I'll just read some bits out of it. This unit specifies the outcomes required to conduct, I'm going to say, WHS risk analysis, including inspections of workplaces for hazards. Appropriate responses, including responses by legislation, state or territory to mitigate the risks, are also addressed. Okay. The unit requires candidates to have a comprehensive and appropriate understanding of the complex range of legislation and workplace requirements to manage risk. So what it's saying is, in layman's terms, or in Buffett builder carpenter terms, which is me, is not just being a carpenter who's got to work safe himself, but as a builder, you're going to manage the whole workplace as being safe. It's pretty hard. So for the next 9 lessons, we're going to go through it all, go through the history, go through determining areas of potential risk in building and construction, inspecting and reporting on areas of risk, control measures, and establish, review, communication and educational programs. I'll let you read through the remainder of that, but that's sort of what we have to be teaching. They're actually quite hard to read. It's taken ages for us to really get our head around. Isn't that right, Pete, Adrian? There's 2 assessments. There's going to be a knowledge quiz on the 13th of Feb, and there's a skills assessment, which is your portfolio, on the 16th. That portfolio, I'm not going to show tonight because I've been flooding your minds with too much, but we actually do parts of it each night, so it's actually not hard. All right. Once you're happy with that, could you all acknowledge receipt of unit guide and assessment, please? Had a couple of answers already. Very clever. You've answered that before you read it. I'm extremely impressed. Hey, I'm not going to open up the assessment task tonight because I think there's too much going on. Ray, we'll talk to you after, get you set up. Glenn will probably set you up now. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow night. Is that okay? Everyone's giving me a... All right, Brett, look. But what I am going to do, I'm going to do 1 lesson tonight. All right? And just give me 1 moment. I've got to hide a couple of things, so bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just hiding you in there so I don't flood your minds. All right. Can you all do us a favour and refresh? Amy, if you've done safety, you can go and then send me a transcript if you wish. Either. Try Microsoft Teams, eh? All right. Just send me it on Moodle and we'll sort out the rest after. All right. Sorry, everyone. Can you all refresh? Go to the next topic. It's topic one. That's what we're going to do tonight. No, refresh. Just refresh. There you go. There's one more still open. I'm just going nice and slow, so there's no stress. Got to hide that one. And does everyone see there's an attendance choice activity? That's for tonight. Is that okay? All right. We're all at different levels with safety. Some are really good, some are really bad. Apologies, but some of this stuff you might already be aware of, okay? So firstly, apologies for that. Secondly, hopefully you are going to improve your safety standards by the end of this 3 weeks. And hopefully you're going to be wearing your glasses. Who's been wearing their glasses today? Put your hands up. Who's doing a safety squint today? Who did a safety squint? Tell me. Anyone in the chat box? I can see some hands up. Yeah? Oh, it's a big deal for me. All right, okay. Imagine if you've lost your eye. Close one eye. Just close one now. All of you, just close one. That would be you for the rest of your life. Yeah, if you lost sight in your eye because you didn't wear your goggles. Guys, close one eye. Just close one eye. Yeah, how would that be? Close one eye. That's not nice, eh? And I reckon it would mentally, you'd really struggle with that. Honestly, wear your goggles. All right. Good, that's good, Brad. I'm glad. All right, I'm more than happy if you start making a comment in the chat box. I'm going to do a little bit of safety. I'm going to talk about the law tonight. And then we're going to go into some of the websites that are going to assist you with all the codes of practices and so forth, legislation and whatnot. Why do we need safety? Can someone tell me in the chat box? Why do we need safety? She'll be right. Don't worry about it. Save lives, that's a good comment. Why do we need safety? Injuries cost money, that's a good point. It's actually not a very good business plan, is it, if you're being unsafe? Seriously. Like your insurances go up. Not only you got a person that's hurt, which is the most important part of it, but your insurances would go up. Yeah. All right. What was safety like in the 1930s? Does anyone remember Harbour Bridge? Yeah? Has anyone heard of the term edge protection? Was there any edge protection back then? No, there's no edge. There's no safe work method statements there.
Brett, excuse me.
Yes, Rod.
Yeah, our students here cannot see this landing page at the moment. Oh, how come you have what? How come you have? Got it? All right, sorry. It's not a matter of tweaking it.
Right,
Sorry.
refresh. Refresh. Love it. What was I saying? Edge protection in the 1930s. There's no such thing, was there? Was it the Empire State Building? There was like 14 deaths or something. I believe that there was no deaths with Sydney Harbour Bridge, which is a surprise. Would you be able to actually work up there at that height? You have to be a special type of person. I think they had to do it because they had no other choice. It was in the 1930s. It was the Great Depression. If they didn't do that, they would have died of hunger. Anyway, it was a different era, different times, yeah? We've changed, we've evolved past that. 16, there you go. Did you Google search that? Well done. Well done. All right, refresh. I've got a little video. Pete loves this one. It's only 2 minutes. Sometimes they have good videos, sometimes they have bad ones. Everyone gives me grief. Refresh. Okay, what happens is I turn my audio off. Does everyone know, all the guys out on the campus, Ray, what happens is I turn my audio off, watch the video, and I come back. All right. What'll happen is if you do it online, I usually turn off my audio and you just watch it up on another screen. Okay. All right. Just let us know when you come back. Okay, is everyone okay that I can move on? The guys have just researched here and they're telling me that 5 died in the Empire State Building. And how many? 16 died at Sydney Harbour Bridge. There you go. Okay, well, I was incorrect. Okay, so you now, we've evolved past that. You want to be able to go home every night, yeah? So it's improved. There's another video here, but it's a bit longer. You can watch that in your own time, okay? That's just about building the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's what the safety like was then. There's no such thing as safety, just did it however. Like those videos or pictures you saw, those guys are hanging over the edge of a 30-story building. I don't even reckon I could do it, actually. But it was a different time. We've evolved past that, okay? Just follow me and you put the, you can refresh and just follow links. What I've done is I've got some construction fatalities from the OECD countries, 1960s. Okay, what I'm trying to highlight is the fatality rate per 100,000. So in the 1960s in the United States, it was about 39 per 100,000. Yeah? Now it's down to about 5 or something, I think. Let me open this up. By industry, fatality statistics by industry, and I'm just going to scroll down because I looked at it today. There it is. So we're talking about construction. Fatality rate for 2019, fatalities per 100,000, it's 2. So what was it in the United States? About 30, 40 odd. So there's a definite improvement, yeah? But you don't even want to be one of those 2 people that have died, do you? Yeah? I was banging on about the glasses. Who gets wood chip in their eyes, or a little bit of glass in their eyes, or a little bit of metal? Who's done that? And it's painful for like a week or a couple of days. You don't even want that to happen, do you? Yeah? So we had a student last year that's still struggling for sight in his eye. Oh, do I go on about that bricklayer story? I'll do it quickly. There's a bricklayer I had, and he wouldn't wear his glasses. He pulled the line through, and the line flicked through and hit him in the eye. Lost sight in his eye, but he was like 65. He was about to retire. So he hadn't done the right thing for 40 odd years, and just before he was going to retire, he lost sight in his eye. And that was a commercial job. That company I work for, they wear glasses all the time now. But you wouldn't even think to wear your goggles, would you? I know some carpenters years ago when I was working, they wear goggles all the time. They just always have them on. And I recommend it, actually. You got to make sure that there's no scratches on it. If there's a scratch, put them in the bin. You should have a box in the back of your ute, 20 of them. Just pull them out. You don't want to be, every time I think about it, just close my eye and then think about it. You don't want to be like that, do you? All right. There's some more summary of findings. This is between 2003 and 2013. And over the 3-year period, the typical cost of serious claims in the industry was like $10,200. The amount of time off work was 6.4 weeks. Over the 11-year period, there was 401 work-related fatalities. Yep, this is in Australia. The fatality rate had decreased this is between 2003 and 2013, 68% from 5.7 per 100,000 to under 2. So it's actually working. As painful as you might think if someone comes on site or a safe work officer comes on site, usually if you're trying to do the right thing and you're building correctly, they'll look after you. Fractures are responsible for almost 1/3 of construction workers' injuries requiring hospitalisation. Okay. I've got an activity. Okay. Refresh. Because I sort of try to just get all this lesson out of the way and then we check things after, sometimes I'm going to get you to do a forum and then we'll look at it after, or we just continue on. But you still have to answer these questions. Whether you do it tonight or later is another thing. I might just have a look at a couple of answers now. As this has been discussing, put some thought into your own words. Why do we need safety on site, and why is it important where you're working now? Give us an example, whether of a good or a bad, and we can discuss in class. So I might I'll just pick a couple of different campuses. So have a think now and type in an answer. Tell us a good story or tell us a bad story. And if you want us to read it out, just let us know in the chat box. Sorry? Yeah, so you just post the discussion. That's the question that I've written at the top. So you write down safety. You can write down, what's your name? So you can write down anything. You can write down I love safety or Brett is great. If you want. Okay, so what those guys that are doing, those online, I'm just wandering around. So just that's your answer. So your question's up there. So what I just said, I'll read it out again. Why do we need safety on site? Read that little blurb and then write a message down the bottom. That'll be your first activity. It'll go green on your progress bar. You all get excited when it goes green. As this has been discussed, put some thought. Why do we need safety on site? Why is it important where you are working now? I'm going to refresh and see if I've got any answers. Jackson and Josh are all over it. Team Adrian. Oh, look at, I'm going to love this. Team Adrian's off. They're on fire to start. Safety to keep lives and save money. Josh, a friend of mine jumped off a ladder and broke his ankle. Where's Josh? Is Josh here? That's bad, actually. Break an ankle, that's not good. What were the safety systems on site? No safety, just do the job. Just jumped off the second step. And sometimes it's unlucky as well. Okay, I've got some more answers here. Team Adrian's on fire tonight. Look at that. I'm going to go Team Pete. Lachlan. To prevent harm or injury so everyone returns home in one piece. Get into a habit of answering these as best you can, boys and girls. Jay, let's go Team Brett. To ensure workers return home safely so everyone on site is comfortable for those producing better quality work. Is there any better examples? Anyone got any examples? Of the bad one, maybe? Of course you can. Let's go Team Frank. I'm loving this teams. Okay, some decent answers. Can someone tell me in the chat box if they've written an example? Agent's got a good one, so we can enjoy the long weekend. Hussein, where are you? You in here? To prevent injuries to you and everyone on site, to also prevent death. Okay. That's good. Ben's wearing his glasses. All right. Now, sometimes if I continue, you can always go back. So don't stress, but it's always best to stay with the lesson. Does that make sense? I'm not going to go right now. I just want you to start getting used to it, yeah? Sometimes guys leave it and they do it later so they can chat about it. Some do it straight away because they're really quick. But what we do try and do is just keep a steady flow of the lesson so it suits everyone. And then we leave it to after and say, right here, learning material's finished. Get onto your activities and your assessments and your tutor or your teacher will assist. Does that make sense? But I can see there's a heap of answers, which is excellent. So thank you, boys and girls. Team Rod, I haven't looked at Team Rod yet. Simplest forms of safety is PPE. We need safety for workers to return home from work to the families without injury. That's a big one. Well, we have a couple of lessons on asbestos too, and everyone's heard about the town Whitnoon, where the whole town has been wiped out. It's not even on the map anymore. Blue Sky Mining from Midnight Oil. And the husbands would come back from work and then the wives would like shake out all the asbestos from the shirts and they would catch asbestosis as well. Not catch it, they would get asbestosis as well. Sorry? Yeah, there's 3 people still living there apparently. We have a lesson, it's pretty good. Anyway. Another Team Pete. So these aren't accessible. These are activities we require you to do. We'd like you to answer them as best you can. There's a link I didn't actually open up. It's just got history proves it's saving lives. There's just some deadliest construction projects, and it's quite interesting if you go through and read them. I didn't actually open this up today, but I can't remember. But some of this, yeah, it was, yeah. Death count of about 25,000 people in the Panama Canal. There you go. The White Sea Canal. 12,000 prisoners. Yeah, I'll leave that you to have a bit of a look and read into it in a bit more depth. Just a little bit of history, a bit of extra stuff. All right, is it okay if I move on? Yeah, everyone in here's okay. What about those online? Just put your thumbs up. Like, yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to move on. All right, I got a video. If you could refresh, if you could just refresh, boys and girls, it's actually a pretty good one. It's just with regards to, it's 60 seconds, right? It's just about safety starting with you. So have a watch of it. Just have a bit of a think about how you act on site, because it's quite important, you know. And you might have a million near misses, but that one time you have that accident, it's gonna affect you and it's gonna hurt. So I'm going to turn off my audio and come back. Can I move on? Any thoughts with that, boys and girls? I like that one with the harness. Who's taking a harness off when you shouldn't have? Just to get around that corner from somewhere. Everyone does it. And it's just like, man, if you just make that one step that's wrong, like, and the guy pulled him back in and said, mate, you probably don't want to do that. It makes you think about it, doesn't it? So hopefully this will help you too for the next 9 weeks. All right, is everyone okay? I'm moving on. All right, this is the exciting stuff. The law. I have to go through it with you, unfortunately. The legislation. Does anyone actually know what that means? Does anyone know how the pyramid of the law actually works? Let's refresh. And I want to put this page up. I've had this up for a couple of years now, and the reason why I put it up is because it pretty much shows how the pyramid of the law works. For example, the WHS legislation, where or for home in the Home Building Act, or actually anywhere in construction, to be honest, we have to abide by the Australian rules or the Australian laws. We have to abide by the WHS Act. Yeah, that's the main law, which sort of tells you about it broadly. Then underneath it, you can start getting a bit more specific. So you'll have the regulations, which goes into a bit more in depth. Okay. And then you have mandatory standards, codes of practice, Australian standards, guidelines, and so forth. So that's sort of how it works. But you can see the top two, the Act and the regulations. That's law. We have to abide by it. Yeah. For example, and we'll talk about this in a moment, but I'll bring it up right now. If you have a construction project that's worth over $250,000, you have to have a WHS management plan. Now, I want you to actually check tomorrow, and we'll talk about this. Can you all check with your boss if he has a WHS management plan? Now, if your job's under 250 grand, you don't have to, but it's advised to have one. Okay? So not a bad idea to check with your boss. Who's on big job sites here? Put your hands up. Check with those on the other campuses. You will pretty much have one. I just about guarantee it. And you'd be doing safety inductions. You'd be filling out toolbox talks. You'd be getting your leads and your tools tagged and so forth. Yeah. Those on small jobs, that's where you're a bit dodgy. You residential builders, you're a little bit dodgier because you get away with it. Yeah. Who does smaller work, like, goes and does pergolas? Anyone else? What about those online? That's where the safety is not as good because you don't follow the WHS management plans. And we're going to talk about that next few weeks. All right, I've got a couple of videos actually. I've got another one to come up here. Now, does anyone know WorkCover's name has been changed? I'm guessing you all know that. Yeah? This video is still relevant because the law hasn't changed since 2012, so it's still up to date. But they're going to say WorkCover because that was when it was written. Okay? So please be mindful of that. The Act, as you can see below, it's the Work Health and Safety Act for 2011. All right? So if you can all refresh, there is another video. Oh. And it's just about how the laws changed and how they improved them to help everybody. All right, so I'll come back in like 2 minutes. Looks like everyone's just about done. Yep, perfect. Actually, before those laws come in, as a builder, before they made the term the PCBU, I think the term is reasonably practicable. No matter what happened on the site, the builder would cop it. I'll give you an example of a builder I knew. They did a job up at Coffs Harbour, and they were doing a big car park. It was 5 stories, and a worker, he was whacking some steel, and he had to get a better swing. He actually disconnected the handrail, the edge protection, and when he swung back, he fell. the builder was still held responsible because they didn't have special mechanical fixings to stop him from removing it. But they've just gone, are you serious? The bloke's taken it off. It was really the individual's fault for doing the wrong thing. So what they've done is now they say, if you put in all these systems in place correctly as a builder, you have your toolbox talks, your safety meetings, and if someone goes and does something wrong, you are still found. You've done everything reasonably practicable in your power to not be fined by, say, work cover or safe work. Does that make sense? So it's sort of in the builder's favour, but not just, it still helps everyone as a team making sure they do the right thing. Okay? 2012 coming. Yeah. Pretty much the builder copped it all the time. Yeah, it was a big deal, and HIA and NBA were fighting for it for a long time for it to change. Oh, well, mate, you'll still be stressed and scared. After you finish this course, you might not want to do it. Some of the students go, man, this is too much to this. The admin, like we go for 6 months, we do admin stuff before you even start talking about a structure. So, anyway. Okay. Sorry? Yeah, well. Click on the picture below. This is the WHS Work Health and Safety Act of 2011. Just refresh. Can you see at the top? Can you tell me? I've actually just set it out, but can you get a division 2 point? I think it's 2.19. I don't know why I have that space there. And what is a PCBU? Can you put that in the chat box, or I can just about guarantee there's going to be a question in the quiz. You should know that. But who is that person? A PCBU. And you can do Google all the time. We promote you using your phones because that's what you're going to be doing on site. So we're big promoters of that. Before I do it, can someone tell me what a PCBU is? Yes? Person conducting a business or an undertaking. So it's pretty much you who the builder who's running that job. Yeah?
What do they mean by undertaking?
Undertaking is like by performing, doing the task of building that job. Very good, Alex. You're not going to be, we're going to put up quite a few legislations over the coming year. We're going to open up the Industrial Relations Act, WHS, I can't think of anything else. Oh, the Home Building Act. There's a couple others we'll put up. You're not going to be the expert. We're going to give you information so that if someone on site tells you something, you can find it. Yeah? You're not going to be an expert. I'm still not the expert. I've been teaching it for a while. I always look at the object, and you can see the act. The main object of this act is to provide for a balanced and nationally consistent framework to secure the health and safety of workers and workplaces by, I'll do these brief, protecting workers, you know, providing fair and effective workplace reps, encouraging unions and organisations, promoting provision of advice, information, securing compliance, ensuring appropriate scrutiny and review of actions are taking place, and so forth. So in a nutshell, it's pretty much trying to protect everyone doing the right thing. Wearing glasses. Earmuffs, yes. Well, it's interesting. I worked in London for a while, and the carpenters were from New Zealand, and they would always wear earmuffs, but they never wore goggles. And always said they'd rather be blind than deaf, you know? I said, why don't you wear goggles, guys? Anyway. Okay, underneath the act is what? Whenever you have an act of any form in legislation, you'll have underneath it the regulations. And what that does is if you click on or refresh, have a look at that link, it goes into it in more depth. And I'll scroll down on the left side. I don't want to bore you that too much, but you can see how it's a little bit in more depth. That's how I'd sort of teach it. The act is the broad rules. The regulation starts getting into the more nitty gritty. For example, sorry, that screen just went mental. Health and safety reps. You can see it's got everything in there. managing risks to health and safety, information training, first aid, emergency plans. It's all in there. So if ever you have a dispute with someone, it's in there. Okay. If you start finding it, I'm actually hoping you get to become really good at researching, because this is what pretty much it's all about. In this era, falling objects, hazardous noise, I can go on, falls, higher risk work, and so forth. Okay. I reckon I've got another 20, 30 minutes and we're done for tonight, okay? Legislations and codes. This is the link from Safe Work, New South Wales. So obviously there's a change. I'll put that link up later. Oh yeah, it's up on the next one. All right, hold on, boys. Did someone get rid of my... Hold on. Yeah. Can you see my screen now? Yeah, you can see it now. Sorry, everyone. I don't know what happened then. All right, brilliant. I won't talk about this in a moment. Sorry. The legislation and the codes, there's just the link there from the Safe Work website. Okay. I'm going to give you an activity, and then I'm going to turn and talk to the next topic. So, refresh, boys and girls. In your own words, what is the object of the WHS Act? Please don't cut and paste. What we get you to do is just to read something and just reflect on it, so that we know that you're learning. And answer this simple question. Tell us where you found it. All right. I'll just wait 1 minute. If those haven't completed, remember all the activities are often for after. Okay. Just make note. I'm just trying to get you to just let us know where you found that information to, documented page number and division. Yeah, we've got about another 30 minutes or so. So I'll just sit tight, have a crack at that answer now. I'll have a look at a couple and then we'll move on. Please don't stress about if you are slow at typing, because I reckon how many students we got here? 80 all up. I reckon 79 of you are slow at typing. So everyone else is not that fast. By the end of the year, your typing skills will probably step up. We've got a lot of two-finger bandits. I'll just have a look at a couple of answers while you're doing that. The breakdown describe the rules and regs of working safely on a job site. See, I actually prefer you doing it in your own words because then I know you've had a bit of a think about it. Umbrella of actions. Oh, I like that part. Help make safety a part of everyday life on site while helping provide information on how to improve and implement safety correctly. All right. Getting some plenty of answers there. Can you confirm you would like me to move on, or do you want me to hold off for 5 minutes, boys and girls? Two minutes. Yep. Sweet as. Well, we'll hold off for a bit. No rush, everyone. We've got plenty of time. Sort of learned to slow down a bit over the last couple of years. Righto, Pete, Rod, and Adrian and Frank. Can I move on? Yeah, all right. I'm going to move on. We've probably got about 20 minutes to go. I'm dare say the guys and girls here in Wollongong are getting a bit sweaty. There's no aircon. Some good answers there. I'm going to continue. And some of you already have known this, but there's work covers changed their name. Did you actually know why? Because everyone's getting in the work cover. What happened was there was they had to split it into 3 new organisations because there was a conflict of interest. If you can see up in the screen, they've had to split it. So Safe Work solely are the workplace health and safety regulator, which is obviously the old work cover that you would remember. They offer advice on improving work, health and safety licenses and rego for potentially dangerous work, investigate workplace incidents and enforce obviously WHS. But then they've also had to split it where they've got the CIRA, which is the State Insurance Regulatory Authority. They regulate motor accident, CTP and workers' comp. And then finally, iCare, which is Insurance and Care New South Wales. They deliver the insurance under the New South Wales Workers' Compensation Scheme. All right. You don't really have to worry about it. We go through, we touch on workers' comp. We don't obviously go through CTP, but sorry, I haven't mentioned that. They go through, they do Home Building Compensation Fund, which is something we'll be discussing quite in depth. But for us, for this moment, we're going to be looking at the Safe Work New South Wales. And there's the website there. You can obviously see after the bushfire incidents over the last couple of months, it's a bit of a big deal. Actually, that's for us. It's going to be interesting to see too, like, we actually do a lesson. We only do one lesson on bushfire attack zones, BALs. We do nights on Alpine region. So it's going to be interesting. We're probably going to do that a bit more in depth to see what happens. A lot of construction work down south. So we'll be delving into that with the building code as well. So it's going to be interesting times, especially imagine someone's house is burnt down. It's probably only worth 200 to build, but then now with all the bushfire zoning and the attack levels, it could be 400 or 500 grand. So it's going to be interesting. Anyway, that's something we'll talk about another time. So not only have you got Safe Work New South Wales, but we've got the national body, Safe Work Australia. Okay. It's pretty much, well, it's very similar with Safe Work New South Wales. It goes into the law and the jurisdiction, but then it just gives you the link to all the other states throughout Australia because obviously it's federal law for the WHS Act. All right, so we'll be giving you some links to those. We give you a lot of links to these Safe Work Australia with relation to codes of practice and guidelines if you're not sure how to do something. All right. And I've already put that link up to have a look at Safe Work New South Wales. I'll go back. I'll look at some of these tabs. So they have an easy to do toolkit, like on simple WHS explanations and how to get started, safety overview and so forth, getting a culture, you know, like I'll give you that example with the bricklayer that was, mate, that was shockers, eh? Because I did a job down in Narooma and there was just dust everywhere. They had no dust extraction implementation put in. They never wore goggles. But then the chippies, they had goggles on the whole time they were on site, you know. So there's a bit of a culture clash because one group wanted to be safe, the other group didn't care. They thought it was like, oh, it didn't matter. So there is like a cultural essence that comes into it. Your industry, obviously with construction, there's a lot of resources. Okay, some resource library, codes of practice. We're going to delve into those quite a bit in the next few weeks. Couple more topics, boys and girls, and then we're finished for tonight. So how do we manage safety on site? If you can refresh. How to manage work, health and safety. So there is actually a code of practice. I'm not going to go into it all tonight. It's there for you to have a look at. Gives you practical guidance on managing risks to health and safety for those conducting a business or undertaking. So that's for you, the builder, including employers, self-employed, principal contractors, persons with management or control of a workplace, designers, manufacturers, and so forth. Does everyone understand an employer and employee? And apologies for those that know this stuff. Yeah, Employee is me. The worker employer is the boss. Yeah. There is the code of practice. You can download if you wish. I won't go through that tonight. We will touch on it. Construction work. Every year, many construction site workers are killed or injured as a result of their work. Others suffer ill health. It is important to manage your risks associated with the construction work. Over the past 4 years, I'll just go through this and then I'll move on. Over the past 4 years, around 30,000 workers were injured on New South Wales construction sites because of unsafe work practices. 33 were killed and more than 2,000 have been left permanently disabled. Yeah? So permanently disabled to be that black, you know, when you close your eye? I'll keep banging on about it, but I hope you do wear your glasses. All right. So managing safety, you're going to be the builder. So this whole year, we're going to set up your management plans. You're going to set up your folders, your documents and so forth. You're going to manage your safety. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the WHS regulations. Now, the link's up the top. See the regs there? I want you to go to 292 and tell me in the chat box. And then from that, I want you to go to 309 and tell us what it is in the chat box. And while we're doing this quick little activity, those that still can't get their messages, could you just, yeah, it'll just refresh your page and just have a look. Yeah. Is it 292?
Yes.
Yeah. That's it, 292. Sharon Lehman, when we finish tonight, she'll sort out some guys that can't get access properly. I dare say it might just be a simple issue. Rod, you need to sort out that webcam and put it up a bit higher because we can see your neck. Maybe get that webcam up higher. Anyway. I've just got a couple of answers. Hussein, good work, mate. A construction project is a project that involves construction work where the cost of construction is more than 250 grand. 309, not 209, sorry, Jacob, is a WHS management plan preparation. All right. The legislation states under the WHS Acts, Clause 309, WHS management plan preparation. The principal contractor of a construction project must prepare a written WHS management plan for the workplace before work on the project commences. If you don't, Safe Work Inspector could issue you with a penalty notice, $6,000 for an individual, up to $30,000 for a body corporate. Okay. So it's law. As a builder, every job you're ever going to do over 250 grand, you have to have a WHS management plan. Now you can see I've just written that down the bottom, the 292, because what it is, it says the principal contractor of a construction project. Well, I looked at it and thought, well, what is it? What's the definition of a construction project? And we've looked into it, and that is a project where it's over $250,000. That's the rule. That's what it says, yeah? So you need to have one. And guess what? We're going to do one. Over the next 3 weeks, you're going to write one. Okay? So you're going to understand how to use it. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to open it up and show you. If you want to go ahead, you can just research in the SafeWork website, Housing Industry Site Safety Pack, and start having a look if you wish. But, oh sorry, I'm going to put it up later. All right, can you refresh? Quick little activity. So you've started a project over 250 grand. How will you efficiently manage safety on site? what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you think about that yourselves. I'm going to actually go on because I'm just about finished for tonight. Is that okay? Yeah, and then you can go on with your own pace and we'll be here for individual support, answers and so forth. What do you reckon? Pete, Adrian and that, what do you reckon? I've got another 10 minutes and we're finished and then you can do all your own work. Just give us a thumbs up. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Frank, you too, mate. Sorry, bud. All right. So this link is still available from SafeWork New South Wales. They actually say it's for a subcontractor, but I've actually spoken to SafeWork and they've said builders, principal contractors can use it as well. So this is like an early start for you guys to get it set up. If we gave you a big one, we'd be here for 18 weeks and you just get lost in paperwork. So we want you to use something a bit simpler. You're going to be filling out one of these. Can you see it's pretty simple how it's set out? Organisation details, roles and responsibilities, your policies, risk management, swims and so forth. I'm just going to read out the intro and then I'm going to open up some activities. Let you sort of get your hands dirty with it. They've developed the Housing Industry Site Safety Pack to assist small subcontractors, 0 to 10 workers, in the residential construction sector. It provides a framework for you to meet your main WHS legal responsibilities. So you're abiding by the legislation by using this document. So all they give you it all. You can use it. You know, you can go out and spend money with WHS consultants, but you can just use this yourselves. By following this guidance, you will be better placed to ensure a safe construction site. I'll just go back up to the contents page. You can see you're actually going to fill one of these out. And we're going to have little scenarios and discussions. So over each night, over the next 9 weeks, I think there's 10, yeah, there's 10 items. We fill all this out. So you come to each lesson, you're sort of doing your assignment where you're going. So it's quite handy. Okay. I'm going to leave you boys and girls to have a look at that because we've been going for a couple of hours and these are all sort of starting to do different questions. Jumping back and forth and doing bits and pieces. What I am going to do is I've got to put up a couple of quizzes. This is sort of what we do. The first one is accessing the Housing Industry Site Safety Pack and answering some of those questions. I'll let you go into that and do that yourselves. The second one is reviewing the material from this topic and then going to the WHS Act and answering some of those questions. Now this is just like learning material to get yourself used to preparing to complete the assessment. So if you can see up on the screen, that is pretty much our first lesson for tonight. Now what I'll do is I normally say that's it for the lesson. There's no new learning material, but we stay here, you know, to 8:30 or to whatever time and help you with all the individual stuff. Now next week, while I'm teaching, Adrian's going to be available between 4:30 to 5:30 on that lesson. So you go into Microsoft Teams, there'll be a lesson there, you just click on that and then go straight to the next lesson. So for example, tomorrow night, can you see just on that box there? Or here, WHS2, I will be going through this, okay? Management planning, high risk stuff. All the really exciting safety stuff. Does that make sense? Well, I can see everyone's face. They're all going, oh my God, this is a shocker. Any questions? All right, what we normally do is we stop the recording and then we just sit tight, help you out with any questions. Make sure you try and get the completion progress bar green. You do all the activities each night. Those that might be a little bit behind in some instances, let us know and we'll come and see you. That's for Wollongong. Those online, I think Sharon might still be available if you've got any questions, if you can hit her up. what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my audio off now. You can actually jump into, this is what we want to promote. If you can jump in and start talking. So those online, if you want to jump in and talk, if you can see on the right hand side, for those in the chat box, you can start using memes and GIFs, you know, I'll just put one in there, you know, like thumbs up. There's a little meme maker, so you can start taking photos of your mate and making memes. A little bit of fun. So, all right, I'm going to sit tight, and we'll continue with this tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, you can still come here, guys. There's only about 4 Wednesday nights because we're filling in because we've lost it from the Australia Day public holiday. But we don't normally do Wednesdays. At 5:30 here tomorrow night, and keep going. And get. My recommendation is, and if you've spoken to anyone who's done the course before, make sure you stay on top or try not to miss a lesson. If you miss 2 weeks, we found that people really struggle to catch up. Okay. Yeah, even one lesson, guys go, oh, mate, it's a killer. Yeah. It used to be, I keep banging on about it, used to be 2 years, and now we've fast-tracked it for carpentry, mainly carpentry students. You know, there are others that are more than capable of doing the course, bricklayers, other trades, civil engineers. Righto, thanks, Rod. All right, I'm going to turn the audio off and put the recording up. So what I will do is we'll put the recording at the bottom down here too. Gleno?